So this is part of a process of jobs to be done, something you can search up. Also, there are articles on this. I'll take you through the whole. It's more of an emotive connection to understand the whole process.
Hmm.
So when did you buy the product?
So I saw the product on 10th of Jan, and on 11th actually I gone through this the details of the product on the websites, and then finally the payment process and things were done on 11th of January. And after that, actually, then on the same day, actually, we started uh, for the course.
That was the first time you thought you needed a solution. You had a problem. So how would you define the problem which you had?
Professionally, I am working in the livelihood sector since 2007. Uh, Slowly, actually, through my journey in this current organizations, where I've started my journey here in the organization in 2011, uh, we were mostly committed on empowering the tribal communities through various livelihood interventions. And in last 10 to 12 years span of time, we have seen many of the challenges the tribal community faces in the central India belt. The most biggest one is like the migration. The people, uh, though they have the resources in the villages, which is not very sufficient, they are supposed to be a small and marginal farmer, and they were facing challenges like they do not have water, they don't the water to irrigate, they do not have enough land to go for agriculture as a primary livelihood. Then they were also facing food security issues actually, and most important part, these all are impacting their quality of life because they don't have the income, and in the absence of the sufficient income base, they were migrating to the nearby cities like Baroda, Ahmedabad, Surat, and many of the people were also shifting towards Saurashtra region. So these tribal communities, they don't have that skill set of doing skilled work in the cities or in the different other parts of the Gujarat. So they were mostly contributing their skill set as a labor part and an agriculture sector or maybe in the construction one. So they were daily wage laborers actually, and they were going there, they were earning their hard-earned money by doing their wage labor job in their fields actually. And many of the times you have seen like whatever they were learning there, they're coming back and then they're implementing this their learnings in their field actually. So we thought of like there is a serious needed interventions to uplift the quality of life of these small and marginal tribal communities. And then we have started our Tata Trust flagship program as an Lakpati Kisan program. So the first phase started in 2015, and this was a mission program. It's went up to 2020, and the mission was like to increase the income of these households almost 1.2 lakh rupees per annum from the base income of 35,000 rupees. But if you see the increasing the income up from 35,000 to 1.2 lakh rupees, it's a big jump. It's a big quantum leap kind of thing. So uh, definitely a massive investments were also required, not only from the philanthropy organization, also from the government, also from the other donors and the like-minded stakeholders actually. So Tata Trust could not suffice the need. So we thought of like to go for a convergence working convergence model of engaging different stakeholders, also partnering with the knowledge institutions, various donor agencies, and uh, different NGOs, so they could able to come together and they could able to support this mission, and definitely the income should be raised as per our goal statements. So we've started, and then slowly in our clusters, almost at the end of this program in 2020, uh, we could able to mobilize almost 200 plus CR program actually, which is not only coming from the Tata Trust, it's also coming from the Axis Bank Foundation or Yes Bank or Yes Bank, then Kotak Mahindra, then uh, community, bank finances, and most important, the government parts. So these all resources were like meant to first and foremost to ensure the irrigation part throughout the year, so they could able to ensure the agriculture across the season. So first was like building up their resources, strengthening their resources, uh, through through like building check dams, through building mini lift irrigations, empowering with solar based energies, and then as the water available for them, we could also started layering of other interventions like giving them the sourcing them the quality input base, and also facilitating various financial linkages, and most important part like building their capacities and knowledge base, so that they could able to take the agriculture in their own land with that improved knowledge and techniques actually. So they could able to enhance the production base actually, where which was not actually coming, is very low from the average of the state itself. So we cannot compare like this area, tribal regions, to even state also, district also even. So they're
So I
very,
can sort of just add, you there was sort of you wanted to explore a lot of ways of social financing
yeah.
in order to better the lives of the people, specifically the tribal people,
Hmm.
and that is what first you identified that as a problem, and that's where you went to look for a solution for.
Yeah. So actually, at the end of 2017, 18 onwards, like the discussions were happening, the resources what we want, what we desire, it's not coming. And another part is like it's coming, even then it's not matching our requirement as per the time and durations actually. So there was a discussions actually in our organizational structure, how impact bonds kind of engagements could be conceptualized, and these ideas could be ideated with various individual donors, though they have a resources and they want these resources to be utilized in a productive way, also by ensuring that their resources should be giving a productive outputs and outcomes in the longer span of time, and also the returns should be also ensured with some specific uh, measures and the standards which is set up by the government of India's norms. So in that way, actually, we started exploring this journey in 2018 to the 19 onwards. We have started discussing this kind of concept in our system, and some of the exposure visits were also come up with some of the potential donors, And also we have engaged an agency called Bridgespan. You may be aware of.
Yeah, yeah.
So Bridgespan is at that time it was one of the popular uh, consulting firm, though they are facilitating such kind of discussions actually. And they were also engaging some good net worth people, identifying the good net worth people, though they have the like-minded thought process, and they were willing to contribute such their ideal money for this kind of social returns. And also, the systems were also worried like how this the money which is invested, how this money could be returned, repaid in not only in terms of their the interest, whatever that will be like fixed up between the donor and the agency with that consensus, as well as also like how to ensure the branding as well as the impact, the social impact credit should also go to that particular individuals. So in that way, this whole context were set down, and we were trying to leverage such resources. We're trying to explore how these people will come to our work area, and they could able to see what work we have done it, and what are the potentials in future, and what resources will required, and how this could be mitigated, and how not only one, maybe more than base will be required for such kind of investment capitals, so that we could have able to get the returns what we are emphasized for. So in that way, these whole scenario build up, and slowly in 2020, actually, you may be aware of like you will aware of like this coronas and all this period happens, and this pace was slowed down. So in 2020, 21, 22, we could not able to do much on these fronts. And 2021 onwards, we have started discussing our second phase of our program to ensure the resources what we have invested and the communities with whom we have worked, they should be further more strengthened, and their benchmark should be the income benchmark what was earlier set should be lifted by seeing the inflation and other economics part, uh, so that the quality of life what they're ensuring in the first phase of program should be maintained, or they should progress uh, in coming years of time. So in that way, actually, the whole discussions went up, and then slowly the programs were designed and conceptualized, designed, and then that they will build up in that way to bring the impact, the desired impact. So in that way, actually, I thought of like the impact bond. Definitely, it's a good piece of uh, concept where people today may not be able to see the value of that, or may we have missed it because of this corona period and other priorities, donor priorities. Maybe in future due course of time, these could be the potential financial funding or funding platforms, so they could able to support our uh, regions to work in this sector.
So, so you had a problem, you wanted to learn. Did somebody suggest you? Did you get a referral from anyone to buy the course, or how did you come to know about the?
No, I don't think so, because I am exploring. Like I also said, uh, if I am interested in any kind of subjects and things, definitely I go for kind of internet-based research. So in that way, many of the times I saw Facebook, Instagram, and other this kind of platforms. So your middle road advertisements were there, and it matches accidentally. My wish was like to take this course, and the offer what you have given, we matched together actually, and the course was also like affordable one. It's not very um, price wise is not very costly or something like that. So I thought of like, okay, fine. I'm working professional. Definitely, if wherever I'll get a lean time, I'll spend that time to uh, enhance my knowledge part. So at least I could able to be prepared myself for any changing scenario in the upcoming times actually. So I didn't get any referral kind of here.
Okay, but the middle road is not much actually on Facebook and Instagram, but it's good. You ultimately, got. So when you saw,
One thing,
when you bought,
one more thing, I want to add. One of the platform is there, Tamuku. I think you'll be aware of. It's a Tamuku, TAMUKU. I think so. It's a platform which shares various opportunities of jobs or funding scenario or courses or capacity building programs or anything which is happening in and around to the development sector. So and it's a base which is it's a platform which is um started by one of my senior actually, where when I was studying. So that time actually they have started, and now it's become one of a good platform to share such kind of or exchange such kind of knowledge and opportunities. So through that also I got this opportunity.
Tamako, okay, so that's an Indonesian platform, something like that, is it?
I
Funding.
don't think so. Tamuku is one of my colleagues' platform. Let me check once. Just one.
Tamako, okay.
Tamuku.
TAMUKU, is it?
Ha 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 ha. Yeah, 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 yeah. So this is the platform actually. I'm the member of this platform since from the beginning of the beginning of this initiative.
Oh,
So
very good.
they have suggested that time, that moment of time, and then I gone through this and through this website address, I find this course and then I decided to go on to pursue this course.
Very good. I think I could collaborate with them also. Let me get in touch. Let's get in touch with them.
Sure.
So when you bought the course, was somebody with you? Did somebody nudge you? Of course, you were with Tamaku, or there was a referral from there. But anything else? Did somebody have at that point of time? Did you?
No, 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 no,
So when you
Nishant.
bought, it was in the morning or the evening? Was it the
I
day or
think
the
it
time
was
that?
like first half. See, actually, let me. I'll give you exact time also.
Okay.
Um, let me just. What you want at the time of payments? You want the time?
No, no, it's just emotional connection. Sometimes,
No, actually,
people
I'll
buy
tell you. It's a
because of the
11,
weather or
11.
the day.
Its weather was actually the winter one, and 11th of January was the date.
Yeah.
I bought it almost 11:06. 11:06.
So tell
So
me, when you looked at the site, you were given referral, were you very anxious because the middle road was not much known? It's a organization, although which is just of one person, although it's grown. Were you anxious to sort of purchase? What was that at that point of time, the thought going into your mind?
I didn't thought much on this actually, frankly
Okay.
speaking. Why so? Because see, one is like I was in the office and I usually join my office by 9:30. And then I tried to accomplish my whatever the work is there. But in the meantime, whenever I get such kind of space and which generates my interest in that actually. So I went off there, I saw that website, I seen the courses actually, the videos link were also there actually, this brief videos link. So in that way, I just saw that and then I finally said, okay, fine, I need to proceed. Why? Because the amount was very low. I think it was
So,
four.
what were your first thoughts? Also, can I use this as a podcast? It totally depends upon you whether you need to take an approval. If later on
No,
you
no
can give
problem.
me
It's
that.
a personal one. Huh? It's a personal my interest. So it's not connected to my organization.
Okay.
And I have also shared you ki beyond my organization connect on a professional ground. I'm also working parallelly to enhance my knowledge part. So I have also gone with this social initiative courses uh, of my from IIMK.
So,
And
can I use this interview also as a case study or to put it on the YouTube or
yeah,
podcast?
you can,
Yeah.
you can, no problem,
Okay, you're fine with everything, right?
no problem,
No
no.
problem.
I'm working with a cause actually. I'm working for a cause actually.
Okay.
And for that, whichever the elements and components of person or professional, whoever helping me, I'm finally putting my gratitude towards them. Na? So that is the spark I get it from my sector. So that is the only motive to retain myself in this sector. Other than that, like, okay, fine, the routine work is there. People will come and go, and people will do the routine works. Why budget expenditures, and then when then program implementation, other things that will going to be happen. I either I'll do or my team will do, or on my behalf some other people will do. But what is actually I'm gaining from my experiences? What extra things I could do for my organization? What I could bring new to my organization or my professional life? So that interface could give me a new perspective for building up my career. Huh?
So, yeah, great. So, when you looked at the time of purchase, what sort of thoughts? You are not very anxious. One is, of course, because the price was very affordable. And when you looked at the website, you looked at the content, you looked at there are a lot of free samples. Did you check out any free sample, or did you read something? Podcasts, I feel a lot of things are free. It's a social impact driven startup. So did you check out anything before? Okay, you said no. No, I'm happy. Of course, you got a referral also. That's a very strong word. But what else were your feelings at that point in time?
Personally, I'll say I went through the website. I saw many of the courses which were given there, and mostly it was on like economics. So microeconomics was there, statistics were there, and impact bond was, I think, that time a newer one. But mostly I have seen the content actually, content in terms of like bullet pointers were there. So what the impact bond is going to cover, and small videos were there, YouTube kind of thing. So how this content is going to help us, help me actually by enhancing my knowledge base or satisfying my curiosity towards the subject. So in that way only, it couldn't take much more time to decide for me actually ki I should go or I should not. So see, it's almost like na ki it's not like ki rappers will always attract you, but is rappers allowing you to see inside what things you're taking it. That is the most important part actually. So
So you liked what was being covered, and that's the time. So when you, let's say, now you made the purchase. Now, how was the experience? How did you find using the impact bond scores?
personally, see, for as far as the knowledge is concerned, definitely it's helped us to see these impact bond is in a newer perspective. Uh, but as far as the application is concerned, I could not able to do that. That 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 is my submission. because many things changes. Many things changes. After Corona, post-Corona period, many situations has changed it. The
Just 1 minute.
mindset of the, yeah.
I'll just close the door. Yeah.
First and foremost thing was like the mindset of the donor. Prior to Corona, our primary donor agency, Tata Trust, was thinking in a different way. And after that, actually, it suddenly changes. Actually, priorities were also changed. Earlier, livelihood was one of the significant priorities, but after that, education, nutrition, health, and wash, drinking water. These are some of the areas which has come up, MHM, which has come up very strongly. At that time, there was a thought process like, okay, fine, if we'll do a livelihood as a core, and then the other interventions, other thematic interventions will come up and integrate naturally. But later on, donors perspective has also changed, and they thought of, no, as prominently we are working in the livelihood, definitely in an integrated way we have to also work on a different theme, and we have to give that theme also in a as a priority, and that should work done. And then you see the law, the CSR laws change. The CSR donors, definitely that's a stringent process, compliances are there, and very rigorous monitoring and things were there. But still, the money has been available in the market and one could access it. SDFC is one of the biggest donor. You can see it here. And other than that, many of the CSR now coming up. So they also want to see their money should be utilized very productively. But in the parallelly, they also want their process should be very smoothened. Um, at one point of time when laws were not changed, so at that time, like whatever the money they are sanctioning to the implementing agencies or any other organization, so that time they were getting the benefits of that. But as the law changed and they said no, the benefits will be getting on the basis of your expenditure, then the whole perspective of the CSR also changed. So now they are much more putting their funds on a utilization mode way of funding. So that have come up very well. Donors, philanthropic donors have also come up very well. And why they are being strong? Because of the process adopted by the government of India in regulating the FCRA funds. Earlier, FCRA funds were coming in a very ample way. Many of the organizations were getting funds and they were rendering their organizations in a very sustainable way. But as as the government has put a stringent law, and FCRA licenses were being cancelled on a mass level, the funds were become a limiting factor. Now there are two mode. One is philanthropic within the country, another is CSR within the country. And the third sector, which will come now, if these two will saturate slowly, then this kind of individual impact programs, impact bond programs. And another one, which is I'm seeing it like a stock change, social stock changes. So these two are
Now,
the evolving sectors, sir.
yeah. So now we'll just stick to the online course. Did course provide you, you had a problem? Did the course provide you as a solution? Because the whole thing was you wanted to have a knowledge, you wanted to have an understanding, you wanted to have some kind of expertise. Did that course, did Impact Bonds course ultimately help you in your whole understanding?
Yes, definitely.
And was it an in-depth course you feel you could understand?
I think it's a crash course. It's a kind
Okay.
of crash course, and Uh, Definitely, if I need more detailed and more information, definitely I have to spend more time. But definitely, it's a capsule program, so it's going to given us good in-depth understanding of this program actually. But I'll see it like how I could apply this program in my life, in my way, in professional life actually. So that I needed actually. That conceptually is fine. It's not no problem. But if the course could able to give a further perspective of how we could able to integrate with our professional life challenges, and how we could able to leverage such resources, and if they could able to capture some of the ongoing opportunities or programs, similar program interventions within the country or within the similar geographies, so one could able to experience the actual program implementation in that particular impact bond context scenario, that will be going to give a much better learning opportunities in practical way. Now I have learned mostly on a theoretical manner and the conceptual manner actually.
So were you able to read through all the readings which are given? There were a lot of third-party readings also. Where were you able to check out or some of the even podcast which could add value
Hmm.
to stuff? Did you feel or did you go through them?
Yes, 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 yes. Without that, it's not possible to complete the
Okay.
course even.
Yeah. That's right.
Yes.
So yeah, and so I wanted to now come out to some of the final questions. Did you try any other solutions? Did you check out anything else? And if you did check out any other solutions, what kind of those solutions were they?
In terms of like
In terms of impact bonds, what you're looking, the problem statement was that you were looking for something much more collaborative manner, something in social financing. Did you check out anything else, and what kind of solutions were they?
see, actually, my motivation uh, was just to get my knowledge uplifted. Uh, but as far as my opportunities are concerned, I am working in a larger ecosystems. So within that, actually, the organization's willingness is very much important, and their steps. Definitely, we have taken it. I'm sure कि in 2018 and 19, when my program ended here, we were worried how to ensure the sustainability of the program, how to ensure the continuity of the program, how to ensure the basic recurring cost which is covered by the program earlier, and it's not there actually. So that time actually we were seriously exploring that part. But see, any ecosystem like trust, like big ecosystem, uh, they have the bigger gestation period, and within that, suppose 2 years, 3 years kind of gestation period, if you have your program design or your program concept or the way you want to treat the program through the various donor agency approaches or convergence or leverage, these also changes from time to time. And definitely corona was one of the biggest event which has changed the mindset of the donor agencies. So definitely, I do not have any such opportunity to leverage my knowledge with the practicalities. But definitely, I wish ki in future due course of time, I should get some ample of opportunities uh, to innovate my funding patterns actually. I'm also looking if you have any opportunities looking in this social stock markets actually. So how it works, how it goes, how it provides opportunity, how to register, these are also coming up very well. And I'm also looking after how social entrepreneurship platforms social initiative platforms could be helped out through these initiatives, like impact bond kind of thing, or maybe this social investment platforms, or anything which could be because see, in any platforms, definitely this kind of support is needed actually. And now I have attended one of the online conference last year, something around in 2000, sorry, August or July, August, I think so. That time they were saying some blended finance kind of thing is coming up. Hybrid finance is coming up. Loan versus loan is coming up very upfront way to mitigate things, and also to ensure the ownership of the community or the beneficiary should be higher as compared to the donor. So these are some of the innovative models are coming actually. So maybe as the opportunity of resources draining out slowly, these are the opportunities which is coming up, and they will provide innovative platforms and opportunities to sustain our interest as well as the work, and also to create good footprints in future.
So good, you talked about blended finance. It's actually extensively covered in the sustainable finance publication, which I've written on the middle road.
Okay,
I was thinking I'll take a webinar on this and also most likely take a podcast.
sure.
So maybe I can explain a couple of structures, catalytic funding, your first loss guarantee. So
Hmm.
some of them were also covered in impact bonds.
Hmm.
But let me have a podcast on blended finance. So that's been on my mind for some time, and I was trying to also get expert some to also speak about what they have done actually in reality.
Yeah.
So that blended finance, something which I'm going to be coming up, which
Hmm.
maybe we also add as a case study, or I'll put it as a podcast reference for the impact bonds.
Sure.
So ultimately, it's just to finally, when you looked at the impact bonds, you are very happy or not for the purchase, and will you recommend that?
Sure, why not? Why not? It's a affordable offer, and like myself, though we are in a middle age, and professionally also we are in a middle age, we also need uh, a kind of catalyst agents which could able to increase our knowledge base. So as people say now, there is no age of learning. And I personally accepted that since from my beginning of the professional life. The day when I started my journey in an implementation organization, my senior has suggested you spend 5 years wherever you are, stay there. You spend 5 years your life in the field intensively, and you'll see the results after that. And I have done that. 5 year span of my life, I have spent hard earned experiences, and that has given me a new perspective of how the system work, how the community works, how what are the aspirations, how the works could be done. So hardcore implementation definitely helped me to boost up that. But now after that, I need the how to take these work towards sustainability. And definitely, without funding, without support, without concept, without knowledge, it's not possible. It's not
So,
possible.
so okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate you sharing time and speaking with me. Thank you. I'll see whether to sort of use this or not, but
Yes, sir.
I'll take the basic. I got a. If it's more of a behavioral interview, you keep using words we. So were you doing, or other people were also doing the course?
No,
Usually.
no, no. I say actually in my words, uh, uh, what I say like I mostly use at we,
Mhm.
because I we work in a team, na. So if I say I word is very looks very arrogant kind of thing. No, I'm putting team as an A. So whatever I'm learning it, I'm also slowly sharing with my team. I'm also sharing with on various uh, uh, places or any opportunities wherever I get this opportunity to share my experiences. So I do that. So in that way, mostly I use even in the mail also I use we. But when last year I was taking my course in IRMA, that time they have suggested me to not to use we. You use I as an first person. Don't use we. But it becomes
So
a different kind of
could
thing.
you refer this course to a lot of people? I think you have a team wherein I could give a discount at a there's a huge discount going on where people could collectively look at not only one course, more courses. So
Hmm.
that'll be great if you could refer. And also, you could also apply for the Social Impact Award. So, Social Impact Award has been there. You're welcome to apply for it. But as such, it'd be great if you could refer the Impact Bonds course to your friends or your team, and
Hmm.
I can give a discount and also a specialized couple of webinars, or that could be helpful.
Sure, sure. Definitely. Sure. Definitely.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you.